Hey everybody, welcome to another review. This is Zuli, this is my dad,
What's up? How y'all doing?
and today's movie review is The Gentleman from 2019. Dad, what is your review of the movie?
I think it's a great movie. Funny movie. With some realism in it. What about you? What do you think?
I agree with everything you said. I like it. I think it's a cool movie. I think it's comedic at times.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, cool. So Dad, I want to get into, give a little description of the story for them so they know the background.
Mm-hmm.
It's about an American businessman trying to get out his profession.
Well, retire.
Retire.
Yeah.
Get out, retire, same thing.
Yeah. But I like that.
But multiple things get in the way of that.
Yeah, like you said when we was watching it, he get into multiple obstacles he had to go through.
So, let's get into the characters. First, let's start off with the main character, Mickey Pearson.
Okay.
Dad, I want to start with you.
Well, I think Mickey, he's a good guy to me. I mean, I love everything about him. He's a gentleman. As you say, he's a businessman. But he's an honest businessman. But he don't take no, he don't play around. Once you get him wrong, you know how it can get. But we're not going to get too much into that right now. But what do you think about Mickey?
I agree with you. I think he's a cool dude. I like him as a protagonist. He's cool-headed, but he also has those moments where he, if you mess with his business, you're going to get...
Because to me, Mickey is a good person, but in the world, they would say he's a bad guy because of
his profession. I think he's a good
some of the things that come with his profession.
I think he's a good dude.
Yeah, he's a good, fair man to me, I think.
Mm-hmm. Let's go to
Who's your next character?
Raymond, the bodyguard.
Ray. Yeah, I like Ray.
I like Ray too. He's good at his job. He has funny scenes. He's shown to be like Mickey's right hand. Always got him. Always gets the job done. Loyal.
Yeah, he's I mean, I guess he's Mickey's best friend outside of his lady. I like Ray. Yeah, like you said, he's loyal. He's level-headed.
Mm-hmm.
But like Mickey, I think he can get there, but he's way more level-headed than Mickey is. Like, yeah, he's trying every option to not get to the violence. Yeah, but Ray, yeah, he's a cool guy.
And then the character that started this whole movie off, what's his name? Fletcher.
Piece of shit. Fucking rat. I mean, snake. I hate him.
Anything else you want to say?
I mean, no, I'm gonna let you start off with him. He's not one of my characters. I just can't stand him.
He's only a main character because he starts the whole events off. He's a snake. He's shifty. He does little sneaky things behind your back.
Not behind your back. He doing it.
He
do it behind your back, but
no, my bad. He does it in front of your back, behind your back, to your side of your back. He does it.
He's one of them. He's one of them. Them sneaky nightcrawler type of journalists. He worked for them type of papers where they try to dig up all the dirt, like I forgot what the magazine was.
He's very testy.
Yeah, he worked with like a TMZ type of company.
Yeah.
So let's get to who's your next character?
I wanted to add Dry Eye.
I like Dry Eye.
I like him too.
He's especially the scenes with him and Mickey.
I was about to say, getting into his intro scene from Fletcher.
That's what I like about Fletcher. How he tells the story. Other than that,
he's a great storyteller, I think.
Yeah, he's a piece of trash though. But
back to Dry Eye. Like I said, I won't say the line. Actually, no, I will. As Fletcher said, he's cool, very level-headed.
No, what did he say? What did he say? He's racist too.
Oh,
I'm glad you brought that up.
Fletcher's racist.
Real racist. What do you call him?
A Chinese James Bond.
Yeah. what they say,
License to kill.
Yeah, that's what I say. He's a piece of shit.
But Dry Eye is also, he likes to think he's a big man, but when push comes to shove, he's very.
Well, I don't really think he's a big man. He's like he said, he's a young dragon coming on the scene, trying to make his way. And in the type of business they in, I mean, I don't think he could be a nice guy.
I'm not saying he's
survive.
I'm gonna say, look at how they imply how Mickey came up in his business, and look how Dry Eye does it.
That's the same way Mickey came up. Well, no, Mickey was
more
playing fair, and then when you try to take advantage of him, he gets violent. With Dry Eye, he was like a young bully. He came up under a guy who had a lot of power. And I guess he started seeing the guy was getting old.
And he had no loyalty. My bad.
Yeah, he definitely had no loyalty.
He was going to one boss to the next.
Yeah, because, well, really, he wasn't going one boss to the next. He thought he was using one guy.
While also using another.
No, he thought he was going to use that guy to make him take care
of that business.
Yeah, since he was bigger than that guy, he thought anyway.
And he was going to use the other guy to get him another business.
See, he thought the American guy was like.
Can I say his name or no?
What's his name? Matthew?
So that was my next character. Because he kind of.
Oh, okay, my bad. I didn't mean to go into detail about that then. But
it's okay.
Go ahead and talk about Matthew then.
Getting into Matthew, he's. I don't know how to word it.
He kind of like
He's
just like Fletcher a little bit.
But he sees himself as a man, and he kind of was playing like chess, like placing the pieces and moving them around, like Dry Eye, for example, setting up everything with that, and other things.
Yeah, he thought he was a chess player, but he was a sloppy chess player because he was showing his hand too much.
Like that scene. Can I get into that scene?
You can talk however you want.
When that scene when he's meeting with Mickey in the restaurant, and he's like, "Oh, I heard you had some trouble with your business," and he's like,
and Mickey like, "How you know?" It posted in a secret, like.
And also to reflect that, he was like, "I have elves and I'm Santa," and then when Mickey said elves, he's like, "Did I say that?"
Yeah.
Thinking he's being slick with him.
And then they give him a gun where over in London. That's automatic 5 years in jail.
Like Mickey said, unlike their home, our home, it's not legal here.
It's not lenient either. They're giving you a harsh
punishment.
Yeah. So that's bad. And then, I mean, he was just real sloppy.
Not the greatest.
And then also he had Fletcher working against him because Fletcher for himself. Everybody was for themselves.
There was multiple parties in this thing.
Yeah, it seemed like everybody was out for self except for Mickey and his crew.
Who was just trying to protect.
Yeah, the money for them.
Their family.
And then
I like calling them a family because I feel like at that point they are.
Yeah, him and Ray definitely a family.
Plus his guards. I feel like he's close with all of them.
Because he all treated it like personal. They was all personal friends. Like, they mingle with his wife and all that, so.
I want to bring up a main character who, since we watched the movie, we know that he actually led to some big stuff happening. The Russian kid. What's his name?
He's a main character?
No, a tiny character, but his.
I mean, his story is important to the movie.
What was his name? Austin? Or something like that?
No, his name was.
Aslan or something?
Which one is Noel? That's the one the girl was messing with. Okay.
Yeah, I know his name, but the Russian kid, he's just important. That's really all I had to say on him. He's very important for the movie.
Yeah.
He doesn't play a big role, but his demise.
What happens to him plays a big role in the movie.
And it's my
next trouble.
It's my next character, the coach.
Yeah, I'm about to say you named all these people and get the coach. Coach is probably like the comedic part of him and Fletcher are the comedic parts of the movie, really.
I'd say him for best for last.
I don't know if he's the best.
He's up there.
I like him because, like you said, he's a father to the kids. He don't want them doing wrong. He got them trained and stuff to keep out of the street.
5? I'm gonna say 5. Kids were entangled in helping Dry Eye with his business.
Yeah, but you also gotta make sure that they let him know that his kids were like I guess, juvenile delinquents that he pulled off the street.
But still, they're his kids.
Yeah, definitely.
He's
He's
raising
making
them.
His kids and teaching them how to live life
He's their
outside
father.
of crime. But they still young.
Even in the movie, when he's talking to Fletcher for the first time, he's like, my kids.
Yeah.
So he definitely sees himself as their father.
The kids, they're young, they're making crazy mistakes.
You see that he is a force not to be reckoned with, but he...
I don't know. To the kids, he is. Because to Mickey, he's, what they say, he's nothing. Like, yeah. But
like you said, when they first introduced him, they showed how he was messing with the kids who was being rude and stuff.
Yeah,
but
hold on, we're not gonna get to that.
Not yet.
That's for our favorite scenes and stuff. So you.
No, I'm just using that to show how he's a loving father.
No, you could have used the other scene when he found out they was in there robbing Mickey for all his pounds of weed and stuff. And he told them, like, what are y'all doing? Don't be doing that. Remember they called him, like, yeah, we just hit a big lick. He was like, I don't like the sound of that. Yeah, that don't sound good. Leave it. And they was like, it's too late. We're already back at the gym. He's like, you use my car? Stay right there. I'll be there in 10 minutes. He left his food and
everything.
The little thing he was doing with the kids and all that.
And
he's definitely a good person. And you see, when he went to Raymond and them after they did the robbery, he was willing to take responsibility for everything. He's like, yeah, I can return you merchandise, but I can't replace the time and the headache that it caused you.
Inconvenience.
And the inconvenience, but I'm in your debt until I can clear it up. And Ray was like, yeah, once you give us the name of whoever showed you our phone, then we can move on from there.
Yeah, you basically covered up most of the bases and the finale. So let me get to another character who plays a big part in Mickey's life. As you said earlier about Raymond, his girl.
Yeah. Go ahead. His wife.
She's not a main character. She has her scenes though.
She's a main character. You would call the Russian kid a main character?
I said he's a tiny character, but his, what happens to him plays a big part.
But she plays a major part. Yeah, more than him.
No, you're right.
When you think about it.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, shoot. Well, cause for one, he tell her all his business. Like when he was suspect about Matthew, and he was like, man, I think, I know he had something to do with what happened to my business. And she was like, yeah. So I forgot what she said word for word, but basically she was like, yeah, if you know that he with the bullshit, then he just gave you this gun and he know that that's illegal over here. Yeah, you can't trust him.
And also from the beginning, when they first showed her, you see she gives him advice like, if you let him, there's gonna be blood and peppers everywhere.
Yeah, that's the part I'm talking about.
I thought you were talking about the part where he's like, as soon as I entertain Matthew offer and deny his dry eyes, my farm gets it. And she's like, no, it's not a coincidence.
Yeah, that's when she
There's stuff afoot.
Oh no, you talking about when they was meeting
at the
dinner table, him and his wife. Okay, yeah.
I was using that as basis. Every scene she has with him, except for the last one, not the end of the movie, the one where he rescues her. Remember, she always giving him advice and stuff like, don't do that or don't do this.
Yeah. And she wasn't trying to give him no box neither.
Until the end.
Yeah, I had to come get hit by a car, flip over, almost died, and run all the way here and kill a nigga before he raped you. But anyway,
who's your next character since?
No, we done with the characters.
Yeah,
we went through every character that meant anything.
Yeah.
I mean, my man Bunny, but I just like him just other movies. So
I like Bunny.
Yeah.
And Lloyd George is a minor character.
Yeah, Lloyd George. I mean, all of them play a
key role.
Key role.
Even the smallest part, you still play a key role.
Yeah, because I like how Guy Ritchie. You know how he do. He's a good director.
I wanted to start a new part right here, and since I took some notes for this movie, I wanted to go into like some quotes I got from the characters.
Yeah, we gonna come back to that at the end. Let's stay with our regular thing.
All right.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the scenes. Yeah, cause I ain't, you know, the coke thing is more your thing. I ain't really caring about that, unless it's in our scene. Like we doing.
Well, all right.
Tight. But what's your favorite scene? Like,
my first favorite scene is probably like the beginning where Fletcher and what's his name, Raymond, starts the film. Like when he's talking about he starts telling us the story about everything that's happening. You know, introducing Mickey, introducing Matthew, Dry, and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Why you say keep the chemical. Never mind. I'll get to that later.
No, you can say it because it's in your scene.
Chemical process. Keep the grain in the picture. I said old school 24 mil.
Yeah, like a grainy or something. Like
and it's showing that since you see earlier he has him a script that is starting the movie off.
Yeah, like we looking at the movie basically through his vision
or his
how
storytelling.
Yeah.
Your next scene?
Yeah, my favorite scene. I mean, one of my 3 scenes is when well, we already talked about the intro with Drive, but I like when Drive and Mickey first meet.
I agree.
I mean, when we see them first meet, Foz talking, and he telling Mickey, yeah, I'm trying to buy your business, and he like, man, like, boy, like you ain't got enough money. Then he type all on his computer, on his calculator, and text up and all that. And then like he show him the number, and Mickey like I told you, I'm not for sale, and plus you 7 zeros short. And he was like, man, this is a big fucking number, whatever he said. But then, see, you more know the word for word part when I'm talking about when
I know.
When Fletcher telling you, like in a movie way, like when he said,
and this.
No, when he was like, see, you little line.
No, you're talking about.
What did he say? When he's something about the silverback.
Oh, you.
I'm talking, but he talking like he dry-eyed talking to Mickey,
and
he was saying something on silverback, and that's when Mickey got the gun under the table and he shoot him. He was like, and he started screaming. He's like, "What you looking for? Your balls or a hole in the wall?" He said, "Yeah." I heard something about
being beneath me.
Beneath me, silver on back. With the head like that. He said, "One rule in the jungle: when the lion hungry, he eats."
And then Raymond's like,
you know, Mickey don't operate like
that. And he's like, I'm just adding a little spice.
And they were winding back.
And I like that scene too, where he's like, a little fable. And I don't remember what the fable was.
He said, I know you in the fables. Maybe you could tell me what it is. He said, once was a little dragon. That,
talking to a proud lion.
To keep talking to a wise lion.
About his acquiring.
A cunning and wise lion about acquiring his territory. And the lion told him to,
no.
What'd he say?
No.
Yeah, but I thought he said piss off or some shit like that.
No, he said
no. He said, the lion said no. He said, I don't understand what the story mean, but maybe you can figure out.
He's like, you're a smart boy, Dry. So you can tell me.
Yeah, so piss off or something. And then that's when Dry was about to say something, and then he looked at her, and then Dry stopped.
And Raymond said, it's time to go.
Yeah, it's time for you to go. Because once you see how Ray, that's another part I like in the scene that you guys see. Because when Dry started talking about business, and Mickey like shooting him down. But Dry keep talking, Ray turned around like, hold up, you talking to him like that? What's wrong with you? So what's your next favorite scene?
My next scene would be the coach's intro, but we already got into that, talking about the coach. So I want to move on to Mickey meeting. You may dive into.
Yeah, that's why I said you wanted to get into it. You was trying to describe the coach about being fatherly.
All right.
That's why I said.
Let me get into the scene.
Yeah.
It's basically about a group of 4 boys coming in, being, I guess, rude and stuff, asking for some food, and then he start insulting them since.
Well. Yeah,
am I describing this right?
I mean, you describing it right, but they weren't being rude. They just came in and, like, he in line ordering, and they came in and just started saying, oh, I want this and that. And he was like, what did he tell them?
Who been?
No, he said, do I smell weed in here? Like, yeah, they smell like piss. So,
And then, long story short, he beats him up.
I mean, he didn't really beat him up. He told him, they pulled out the knives and all that. He was like,
And
oh,
he
go ahead, stab me.
Mm-hmm.
And they tried to fix it. He smacked his hand down
and
and smacked him in his face.
And he said, what did he say? Boys punch, girls shoot. Kids stab, but adults, we fight with our brains.
Yeah.
Up here in the gray.
Yeah. Start mocking him, making fun of him.
And then, even though he just did all that, he's like, come down to the gym.
Nah, because when the lady, remember he got the phone call, and she was
before
like,
that.
no, when they got the phone call, she was like, Coach, it's Ernie. He's like, and all of them was like, oh, it's Coach, you the coach. And then he answered the phone, and that's when Ernie said all the stuff I was talking about earlier about the weed and all that shit.
I'm just saying, before they said he found out he was the coach, he was like, come down to the gym so we can do it, y'all. And then he picked up the phone to Ernie.
Oh yeah. But it was after he said coach, and they was like, you're the coach.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when he was like,
I understand what you mean.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. And to my next scene is when Lord George meets Mickey.
Oh yeah. That's a tough scene right there.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to describe the scene?
No, that's your scene. Why you want me to describe your scene?
So it basically starts off with Lord George watching TV, and Mickey comes into his restaurant.
Yeah, it was the restaurant because they was in the kitchen cooking and stuff. Yeah,
and he's basically talking about vices and such. Anything could be a vice, and talk about their business. And
businesses.
And Lord George, did he assault Mickey?
No, because he was like,
what
he said, what you watching on the telly? He said,
the horses.
He said, yeah, I'm watching the horses racing on the telly.
Live satellite from Hong Kong.
Yeah, he was like, this is my only vice. He was like, oh, that's your only vice?
And
then he started talking about his business. He was like, I thought you like whores, drugs, guns, something like that. He named all the businesses basically that Lord George, because he was like, because he broke down what a vice was, the definition of a vice, and then he said, you got multiple vices. And then what did he say to him after that? He was like,
what do you want, Mr. Pearson? And then
Mickey was like, well, see, I only have one vice, the Sweet Mary Jane, but my vice is selling it, not consuming it. He said,
and my vice is to kill no one.
Yeah, my vices doesn't kill it. That's because he was breaking down his vices. Yours all kill people or cause violence in some way.
And
that's when he went to the tea.
And just composed with this, Mickey is having his men sort out Lord George's business.
They showing his men going to the business, and putting gasoline all on the dope and coke and shit.
But also, before the scene starts, Lord George gets a little something in his tea.
No, that's what I thought you was going to talk about, because he was like, oh, what about tea? You consuming that? Is that a vice?
And then Lord George started throwing his guts up.
No, George said something. That's when he was like, that's when he said what you said. What do you want, Mr. Pierce? Then he was like, I don't like that you having dry
messing with my business.
Messing with my business and all that stuff. And Lord George was saying something. That's when
he started
throwing up
the guts up.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Pearson goes on to him like, what were you thinking, George? What were you thinking?
Yeah, he started screaming on him.
And after he burns down Lord George's business.
In the scene, it's showing it while he talking,
And he calms down. He's like, take to the lease.
No, but you didn't explain. He was like, see, look at you. Look, you talking about you can't you trying to do something to my business, but I can get you anywhere I want.
Even in your own
kitchen. Yeah, see? What's that in your drink is, he named whatever he put in his drink.
And then he's like, so if you ever try my stuff again, I will accept your call to arms.
But no, more than that. He was telling him, he was like, the stuff I put in your drink, if I don't, that's when he talking about them two little tablets.
Before that, he's saying, I'm going to have to set your car to arms, talking about the drive, mess with his business.
Yeah.
Then he's like, take these two little tablets. If you don't, you will die.
And then, he said, you'll diarrhea, just shit on yourself all until you die. I said, damn. Crap. In his own business.
And he's like, what did he say? Something like, I don't want to come back here again or something like that?
Yeah, he said, don't make me come back here again, because that's when he said, I can touch you anywhere. In your own kitchen. Yeah. I said, Lord George had a bad 2 hours. In the movie, it seemed like it was the same day, because same day he go talk to
Dry Eye, but before that,
no, I'm talking about he talked to Dry Eye and thought he was telling Dry Eye what he was going on, and then his own bodyguard killed him before Dry Eye. And then Dry Eye told him,
I'll
fuck you, I'll piss on your grave.
And then
as soon as he killed him, he went over there and pissed all on him. I said, damn, disrespectful little bastard.
And to my final scene.
What?
It's what's it called? The last meeting between Michael and what's it called? What's his name? Matthew. So, Mickey figure everything out. Figure out how he been played, how Dry Eye been team up with Matthew against his business.
Oh well, Dry ain't really team up. Matthew told Dry Eye, fuck his business up, and me and you be like partners, or you could take his business over. I'ma buy it, but you can run that type of shit, basically.
Since I won't always be here. I'm saying that's why he probably wanted him to run it.
No, I think Matthew was tricking him. Like Dry, see, all of them was trying to. Well, Mickey wasn't trying to trick nobody. Mickey was trying to sell his business for $400 million,
and then he had to protect it.
And I'm gonna get out your way. But they was trying. Well, Matthew was trying to run his business down so he can get it for a lower number. And Dry Eye was trying to trick Matthew, like, okay, we're gonna work together whatever to get Mickey out the way. But once we get Mickey out the way, Dry Eye was like, I'm gonna get you out the way so I can be the man. He wanted to be the boss. But Mickey wound up tricking all of them, because he tricked Dry Eye, and then your scene.
Remember what Dry Eye said? Plus blah blah blah, whatever happened, cost, setting up, going down. It's went from 400 million to easily 330.
He used Matthew's own stuff on him.
And then he said, adding back that extra 270.
What did he say? It says 400. You said
130
lost, so that's 270. So okay.
I want that. 270.
270, and I'm keeping the business. No, he told him, and I'm keeping my business. So you're gonna pay me for my inconvenience.
And then he said,
yeah, I'm gonna say you said it went to 270. Okay, that's cool. Give me the 270, but I'm keeping this, and then these are your favorite parts, right?
And he basically like, again, I'm not personal about the money, but
he said I'm not emotional about the money.
But I am emotional about someone laying their hands on my wife. My wife!
Yeah.
And he's like, so I want a pound of flesh.
Yeah, he said he wanted that 270, and since you took me, played with my wife, I want a pound of flesh for that.
I don't care where
it comes from.
And you don't have the stomach to take it from yourself. Bunny here, who's prepared for the weather, is prepared to help you.
And what did he tell him? He says,
frostbite. No,
25 degrees below zero on there.
So that's frostbite. It can be costly on the hands and fingers. So
he said on the fingers and toes. So yeah,
use them while you have them.
Yeah, let them know that means go in there quick, get that shit over with. So that's why I like it. But see, before that we ain't get to, that I like to build up, because like when Raymond catch Fletcher up in the house, and they got all that information off of Fletcher and went to his house and the safety deposit box and got all this stuff. Then, Fletcher, they thought they had Fletcher, but then Fletcher had that extra trick. That's what goes back to what you was talking about the Russian kid. Remember, he told their parents.
Oh yeah, my bad, I forgot about that.
They told their father that Raymond and then killed your son. Yeah.
And that led to a big thing about Fletcher working with the Russians.
But no, he wasn't working with the Russians. He just gave them information to go and Raymond.
I count that as working with them.
Nah, that ain't no working with. That's just snitching or drawing tips and telling on some people.
He was about to snitch to Big Dave, and then
no, he was about to snitch to the world, because he was gonna write that paper for Big Dave and it was going to get Mickey and all them sent to jail, especially with them bodies from that little boy dying.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that was only for $150,000. That's why he tried to get the $20 million from Ray and them, so he wouldn't do it. But of course, Ray and them gangsters, he thinking once they get the money, they gonna still be trying to kill him. So he tried to put the Russians on them, so the Russians will kill Ray and them, and I'll be in the clear.
And I got my money,
and I can go to Hollywood and sell my story.
Mm-hmm.
The movie that he was trying to say to Ray, but his dumb ass was stupid. And Ray and them put that
tracker and got him drinking and got him
being on his LGBT stuff, trying to be sexual with Ray when Ray wasn't in that community. Got himself tricked because he kept coming on to Ray. Ray fed him the Wagyu steaks, then fed him the drink, and he opened up another bottle. He said, "Oh, another bottle." Yeah. And then he said, "Oh, I gotta use the bathroom for all that drink." And Ray said, "Take them shoes off before you go in there. No shoes in my house. Put that tracker in there." And then,
got both things of evidence.
Yeah.
And he snitched on the Russians.
Yeah, well, the Russians got killed because he thought he was gonna get himself free when they caught him. Remember, he was like, "Oh, Ray, I forgot it was something else." And Ray was like, "What?" Let him out the trunk they had him in, and he was like, "Yeah, I told the Russians about y'all killing his son, and they should be on their way here." And then, the whole time, luckily, Coach seen it too, and came back
and saved his friend.
Called Ray, killed some people with Ray, and then his kids saved
Mickey. And
yeah.
so they're all
cool.
friends.
And the debt is over. The debt was over before then.
But now they're friends.
I don't know, they're friends.
Ray
he ain't gonna really be having his kids around them type of people.
No, I'm talking about the coach and my friends.
I mean, I think Coach more like, we done. Now, if I see you on the street, it's going to be all love. If I'm ever in trouble, I'm sure they probably would look out for me if I'm Coach. But I don't think it's going to be no, "Oh, I'm coming over for a barbecue or some Wagyu, Ray." Yeah, nah.
They're not that close.
Nah, Coach don't want to be that close. He don't want his boys to be affiliating with none of that. You see, he had them boxing, they rappers, yeah, all that. No street stuff. Because I'm assuming that when Coach was younger, he had street life and probably ain't had no father figure.
The context, like saying, "Don't give that street stuff with me," and knowing how some of the stuff worked and always having it done. I agree with you saying maybe when he was younger he was into that.
Yeah, and he know how the streets is, so he need a weapon to protect himself. But he don't want no trouble. He just want people to be respectful and stuff like that.
But like I said, when he said, "Don't get street with me," and saying, "I know it." That's why I thought it meant I've been in there.
Oh yeah, that's what he was definitely telling the kids. You talking about the joint? And he was like, "Yeah, don't I come from the streets, so don't play with me." Like, a lot of younger kids. I'll be telling you that sometimes. You think I wasn't your age. Like, I'm older than you, so of course I've been your age and some. But y'all be thinking stuff is brand new. Like, nah, you let them know this stuff bad. I've been doing that stuff. Yeah, it ain't new. I don't think y'all got more different than me is technology. But anything you want to close it with?
Like, comment, and subscribe. And in the comments, put in the next request for our next video.
And also in the comments, put in stuff that you think we can do to make this show go better. Like,